So accumulus synergy is one kind of project or product we can say. 10 years down the line, now we are talking about dossier, ECTD, labeling, multiple components separately, but 10 years, 15 years down the line, this will have booming field in the world of regulatory. Because in pharma world, we have different functions that are working, but regulatory is kind of booming thing. When I started my career, like regulatory is back-end work. If you consider regulatory is back-end work, we don't create any document. We create document, but we don't, like, it is kind of compilation job. We don't create any data, we don't generate any figures in that product. So regulatory is compilation job. So at times it is like, for many people it is like data entry job or simple gathering the data in one platform or in single document. But it is not the thing. Regulatory data entry is not there. Regulatory analysis is there. So analysis is nothing but every country has its own guideline, and in order to get approval from respective health authority, you need to match the guidelines what they have said in their document or on health authority's website. Okay? Okay. Sorry for slide issue. Prerequisites for career in regulatory affairs or regulatory information management. First of all, relevant degree that you guys must be getting very soon, B.Pharm or M.Pharm. That is really important to get career in regulatory affairs department. Then certification in regulatory affairs, because like most of you are doing M.Pharm in regulatory affairs, for you it might not be required, but to get additional knowledge, certification is really important. Like, I won't say that you invest 40,000, 50,000 in those certifications or invest your time, full time in regulatory affairs certification, but there are multiple courses which you can do on Udemy platform is there. I would recommend you Udemy platform. I'm not here to promote any application or any software, but Udemy. So this platform gives you certification, normal certification in regulatory affairs, where you will get industry oriented regulatory affairs program. So it will take more like 7 to 8 days if you do it in full stretch, but it will give you good information in order to, it is hardly like 500 to 600 rupees certification program, so you can do that. Then communication. So in regulatory, communication is very important. I mean, table work is different. You do analysis. During analysis, most of the time you can like follow the protocol or SOP and you can do your work. But in regulatory, you need to deal with multiple stakeholders, not within the team, outside team also, with health authority, with other companies. So communication skill is really important in regulatory affairs professional. Critical thinking. I mean, every country has its own regulation, own guidelines, but not every time every product is of same type. Like if it is sterile product and it is for Canada or US, like guidelines can be changed or tweaked based on what type of product you are going to like manufacture or you are going to sell. So critical thinking, routine like checkup on guidelines. Frequently guidelines are getting changed. So now ECTD 4.0 is on the verge of getting into the market. So lot many changes are coming. So guidelines is like one kind of thing where you can go and learn properly. HA knowledge, health authority knowledge. Many companies, they have a regulatory affairs department in a different way, or regulatory information management in a different way. Some companies, they have region specific department. Some companies are having like oncology, respiratory, like molecule wise they have different department, or therapeutic area wise they have different department. So you need to understand that for which region you will be working. Suppose it is Europe region, you need to understand what are the guidelines, what are the different type of procedures, centralized procedure, MRB, mutual recognition procedure, national procedure, or decentralized procedure. So these are 4 basic procedures. So every procedure has different way of working. So you need to study. If you are working for Europe region, for US it is completely different, for India it is completely different. Then attention to detail already we discussed a lot. Then computer skills. In academics, most of the time we neglect computer skills. I mean, we normally um like play games on laptop or computers, Facebook chatting, and so many things. But Microsoft skills are really important when like you are into industry. Okay, when I started my career, that time Microsoft Excel project was going on for me, and I was not aware about Microsoft Excel in detail. So there are n number of things which we can do in Microsoft Excel, and I can tell you that each and every software that we are talking about in RIMS for any company, backbone or the data that we generate, it gets generated in Excel format, Microsoft Excel format only. Whether it is CSV, comma separated values, or XLSB, whether it is biometric. So everything will be generated in Excel format because Excel is very easy to navigate. I mean, Excel is quite, at times it is, if it is not having any technical glitch, Excel is easy. But if you don't know how to filter in Excel, how to run VLOOKUP formula, so then it will be a miserable task for you. Microsoft Word is also important. Microsoft PowerPoint is very important. So these three technical skills in computer learnings you should have from nowadays on. Then work experience. Like Amit sir was also telling that it is quite difficult. It is not difficult. It is not impossible. But at fresher level to get into regulatory is difficult, somewhat difficult. Even though you have M.Pharm degree in regulatory affairs or something like that, because regulatory affairs professional day in day out they need to deal with lot of critical filings, critical information with health authority, and it is not easy task that to make you learn on those regulatory guidelines and everything. So work wise, like if you don't have experience, first 3 to 4 years of your career, maybe you can work for QC department or QA department. No knowledge is waste. So why I'm telling this that because in regulatory affairs department you should have minimum knowledge of QC, quality assurance, then supply chain management. So there are multiple departments where you can work as a fresher, and there onwards you can get entry into regulatory affairs department or regulatory information management department. Then writing skills. Email writing is really important because you need to deal with different stakeholders, health authorities. So email writing is important for regulatory professional. Interpersonal skills. So many times people are introvert or extrovert, but when you are doing your profession, you should be good enough to put forward your point in such a way that everyone can understand, because this is life science. Okay, what we are dealing with, life-saving entity or life-saving molecule. Like there are pharma products which are very difficult to tackle in terms of filing. So you need to have good writing skills so that you can communicate with different people. So interpersonal skills so that you can communicate with different people in a proper way. Then analytical skills. Analytical skills we talked about, like in academics you are getting a lot of analytical skills, but from industry point of view, like what others are doing in their region, that is also important. I mean IDMP, which I talked about, IDMP was part of Europe region only, but US is also coming into that. So very soon, like when you are in, when you will enter into industry, you will see that IDMP or XMPD, these words are more frequently used by many industry professionals. Then negotiation skills. It is not about correct point or wrong point. If you have your understanding while filing any submission to health authority or to any person, you should have your understanding clear. And if any person is talking about any particular subject or any particular topic, even if you are not right or wrong, you should be able to put forward your point. So that is at utmost important, because in regulatory affairs department or regulatory information management, day in day out you need to deal with different stakeholders. So it is really important to gather that information and put forward in front of many technical people in a proper way. Okay. Uh, any questions so far? Like we talked about career in regulatory affairs. So regulatory information management is different department. Okay. Regulatory information management department started 10-15 years back only in most of the companies. Companies who are working with compliance, they should have regulatory information management tool in their organization. So if you have any questions regarding job opportunities, like what is their additional in regulatory information management as compared to regulatory affairs, please ask. Any questions?
So there is one doubt from K.K.Wagh, who is student of K.K.Wagh College of Pharmacy. Role of supply chain management in the regulatory affairs.
Okay, good question. So regulatory affairs and supply chain management, these are complementary departments to each other, because when you file your product and when you submit your product to health authority, after getting approval, it has to be there in the market in a proper way. Like supply chain management, what they do, they try to understand the requirement of market. Suppose like in India now, paracetamol is like anyone can talk about paracetamol. Even like a person who is not from pharma background, that person may have idea about paracetamol. But supply chain management, what they need to understand the requirement of market. Like if anything is going wrong with the product from pharmacovigilance point of view. Pharmacovigilance is post-marketing surveillance thing. Okay, so supply chain management, what they do, they coordinate with regulatory affairs department, pharmacovigilance board, manufacturing facility. Like suppose you have capacity of 1,000 products to manufacture at a time, but in market you have requirement of 5,000. Then what can be done? Like whether we need to outsource that product to other manufacturing facilities. So such things can be tackled by supply chain management. If anything goes wrong with the product, okay, supply chain management has the right to recall that product from the market based on like what pharmacovigilance department has suggested. Okay, so that is how it works in regulatory affairs. Any other question?
Sir, can you elaborate for 2 minutes regarding the software IMP means?
Software?
Software, XEVMP.
Okay. So XEVMPD, Extended Ultravigilance Medicinal Product Dictionary. Okay. So this is applicable only for Europe region. IDMP, in 2005, Pharmacovigilance Board of EMA, Ultravigilance, they have started European Drug Regulatory Affairs Vigilance. So that is a full form of Ultravigilance. So they established this department in order to monitor things, what is happening with the products which are getting marketed in Europe region. Okay, basically they wanted to gather complete information regarding pharmaceutical product in Europe region, but like companies were not ready, health authority was not ready to like support companies in a proper way. Their EMA suggested that we should have some database. It is dictionary only. It is simple dictionary where we have minimum number of fields that we add in XEVMPD. As of now, in XEVMPD, more than I think 6 lakhs products are there which are getting sold out in Europe region. It was started in 2012. It started in 2005, but till 2012 it was not mandatory to submit the information. But since 2012, it is mandatory for every company who is dealing in Europe region to submit their product in that dictionary. Once we get approval in that respective country. So in Europe we have 27 countries. Suppose my product get approval in Germany, within 15 calendar days, not business days, calendar days including Saturday, Sunday or holidays in Europe region, we have to submit that information through regulatory information management system in their database. So there is one software that is UDrug Vigilance Web, EV Web. It is also known as EV Web. So that is health authorities software. RIMS of any company is getting attached to EV Web, and that information, once we click in RIMS, so RIMS are two types, there are two types of RIMS. One is repository. Repository means you just storing the data in the system, and second is live RIMS. Live RIMS means what? Your system is connected with health authorities, any system. Like whatever you are entering in the RIMS system is directly getting connected to health authority system, then your system is called as live system. If my company has less revenue, we don't have bigger portfolio, I can have repository. I'm storing the data in the repository, that's it. But if my company has more compliance or more stringent, they have huge portfolio, I should have RIM as a live system in place. So ex-EVMPD, it started in 2012. Till now, it has more than 6 lakhs products in only for Europe region. I'm talking about 6 lakhs products, more than 6 lakhs. But this figure that I'm talking about is from 2022. So in 2 years, maybe additional products have been added or some have been deleted. Okay. Till today, like IDMP is not completely rolled out. So IDMP is future of XMPD. When IDMP will come into picture, right from strategy to post-marketing surveillance, each and component will be tracked in one system. Identification of medicinal product. And I'll tell you that US is also, they have like disclosed the guidelines. They were doing that work in the back end, and in 2022 they released the guidelines on IDMP. So at this moment it is only for Europe region. From 2024 quarter 2 or quarter 3 it will get started. But for US also, like very soon IDMP will take place, and I hope that in India also in coming, because 10-15 years back for India we used to print the dossier. We used to like stamp dossier page with stamping pad and stamp numbering, I mean, okay, and the responsible person for that product ask you that I missed out one page in between. Okay, then your whole efforts are in vain, because you need to reprint that dossier, you need to add that page, you need to renumber that page in a proper way, sequential manner, and need to dispatch and deliver to health authority. So that is how things were working. But now we have Sugam portal for it. I don't remember the full form because I am not working in Indian regulatory now. But they have Sugam portal, like where we can add the data electronic. Regulatory affairs is coordination job. It is compilation job. When you are compiling something, compilation job, what I mean to say, you need to deal with the different stakeholders within your industry. I mean, manufacturing department is there, QA department is there, QC department is there, supply chain management, strategy, like many teams are working in order to get approval for that product. So regulatory affairs department is back-end kind of job profile, but same time regulatory affairs professional has the right to communicate with health authority directly. Okay, so when we talk about interpersonal skills, basically we should have knowledge about different health authorities, how they work, not fully but basic knowledge that you should have. I mean, I'm working for Europe region. It is not the thing is that I shouldn't get knowledge about US FDA guidelines, because there are many guidelines which are complementary region to region. Okay, one guideline is basically implemented for Europe region. At one time US FDA also can take that guideline. As I said about IDMP, so IDMP was part of only Europe region, but now it will be part of US also in coming future. So you should talk to other department people who are working for different region or different molecule or different therapeutic area. So that is one thing is there. Then you should have you should take part in like multiple conferences, debate sessions where you can talk about regulatory more in order to discuss on guidelines or discuss about how we need to proceed with particular region. Now Eurasia is again, Amit sir was telling about Eurasia. So MRP, we were talking about mutual recognition procedure, but it is now implemented for Eurasian countries as well. So interpersonal skills, writing skills are there, communication skills are there. In industry, when you enter into industry, many people say that if you have good English, then only you can survive. That is not the thing. Okay? In industry, first of all, basic language is English. You should start speaking English when you are entering into industry or when you are approaching someone. Okay? But if something is there which you cannot explain in a proper way in English, you can talk in Hindi or Marathi, whichever language that person is comfortable with. Okay, you should like today poster presentation is there, so you should take part in such competitions. You should because poster competition through that BRICS concept. So that is new concept for many of us. But when we see that poster presentation, we will come to know that what is BRICS, what are the BRICS countries, how the regulations are different than other countries. So these are different skills you can develop in you. Like now I asked you that is there any question? No one asked, but through that chat I got to know that there are many questions. So you should take part in such discussions. You should be interactive to other departments, like how their work is going on and like what kind of job profile they handle and how they complement to regulatory affairs. So that way we can develop interpersonal skills in communication.
Hello sir. Basically, in India we are having the very less number of R&Ds, but we are having the small manufacturing, MSME and the startup. So how this RIM is actually impactful for Indian perspective?
Amit sir was telling that now India is becoming regulatory hub. I'm telling you why. Okay. Amit sir, also Manoj sir, right? Manoj sir, we are working into consulting firm. Till 2020 or 21, things were different in consulting world or in pharma world. Because before that, there was balance in life and work. But now things are getting changed. Okay? In India, we have huge. So at this moment, we are around 170 people. Okay? But there is live telecast is also going on. So not only 170 people. More than 300, 400 people who are listening this presentation, they will be entering into industry. Okay, there is huge scope for regulatory affairs in India, but till today, like many of us, we were not aware. When I was into my academics, we never had such sessions, or we just had that regulatory word somewhere in the syllabus, and from that we got to know that there is something regulatory affairs where we can go for and we can apply for a job. But now things are different. People are searching for, some companies they are searching for freshers also. In regulatory affairs it is difficult to have someone fresher in order to guide that person, in order to train that person. But in regulatory information management, some companies are they are preferring freshers also nowadays. Okay, in India, why it is important? Because India has lot many skills in regulatory affairs. So in India, MSc in regulatory affairs is there, M.Pharm in regulatory affairs is there. In US, regulatory affairs masters is there. In Australia, it is there. But in India, we have different culture altogether. We can work in multiple time zones. So India is the only country who can work in multiple time zones at this moment. So like me, Amit sir or Manoj sir, we work in different time zones as per client requirement. So that is how India is becoming hub for regulatory affairs. And your second question, how small companies can work for regulatory information management system. So we talked about compliance. Regulatory information is compliance thing. Okay, compliance thing means what? You are employee of your company. You don't have RIM system in place. I am an auditor. I came for audit. Like you, there are multiple people in the team. They are working for different molecules or different therapeutic area, and they are part of regulatory affairs. As an auditor, if I ask you, you are the person who will be answering my questions as a representative for your company. If I ask you that, what's your name?
Meghraj.
Meghraj. Meghraj, could you please give me portfolio of your company or overview of your company's portfolio in single Excel sheet? You won't. Because you will be master in what you are doing for your company. But what about others? Everyone has to be present in that room to answer that question. But you are represented. That is why regulatory information management systems are really important. And it is not the thing is that you need to buy that system from other vendors. You can build that system within your company also if you have good IT structure. Good IT structure is really important. Understanding of regulatory guidelines is also important in order to build regulatory information management system. That is how, like in India, many companies they are building regulatory information management system, and they are selling that product to multiple clients, and that's how it is working. I know it is lunchtime, but if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer. Any questions? Final call. Okay, I think there are no further questions. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. With pride, I wear this. I'm wearing this with a lot of pride because I'm a non-pharmacist. Still, you gave me this opportunity to talk in front of you. I would recommend that you should consider your career as a regulatory professional, not as a first option, but at least as a second option in future if you want. And if you want to connect with me through LinkedIn or through mobile phone, this college has my number or contact details. After lunchtime, I may leave, but if you have any questions, you can reach out to me through LinkedIn or through mobile. Thank you so much, everyone.
Such an informative session. Anyone has any doubt, we can ask. Okay, so there is one request. I request you all to fill the feedback form that is provided to you in your kit. Okay, so now I request Dr. P.R. Shirode sir to present the vote of thanks for the conference.
Dear esteemed delegates and my colleagues, good afternoon. As we conclude this insightful session, I stand before you with immense gratitude. On behalf of all my attendees, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Srikant Naik for gracing us with his profound expertise in regulatory affairs within the pharmaceutical industry. Dr. Naik's speech has been nothing short of enlightening, shedding light on the details and demands of regulatory affairs that govern the pharmaceutical landscape. His deep understanding and invaluable insights have undoubtedly enriched our understanding of this crucial aspect of the industry. The objective of this conference to comprehend the shades and demands of regulatory affairs and has been significantly furthered by Dr. Naik's contributions and Dr. Amit Khorkar. His expertise has not only broadened our horizons but also inspired us to investigate deeper into this field, understanding its significance in ensuring the safety, efficacy, and compliance of pharmaceutical products. We are truly grateful for Dr. Naik's time, dedication, and expertise shared with us today. His speech has been instrumental in shaping our perspective and fostering a deeper appreciation for regulatory affairs in the pharmaceutical sector. Once again, a sincere thank to Dr. Srikant Naik for his enlightening address and to all of you for your active participation and engagement. Let us carry forward the knowledge gained today to propel the pharmaceutical industry towards the greater heights of safety, efficacy, and regulatory compliance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Shirode sir to acknowledge Dr. Shrikant Naik sir with the certificate of appreciation and the memento. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the interactive session. Now, dear delegates, we will now pause the conference for a brief lunch break. Please take this opportunity to refresh yourself and enjoy the delicious food provided at the ground floor and recharge yourself for the enlightening session ahead. We will reconvene in 45 to 30 minutes here in the seminar hall.
Let us resume our conference and dive back into our agenda with renewed energy and the focus. Please take your seats as we are going to continue with our delightful discussions and presentations. Participants are reminded to have their posters ready for the presentation at their allotted ports as provided. If any queries, participants are requested to visit or report Dr. Saina Tahir sir. Now, without further ado, I request my co-host Ms. Sakshi Singh to continue with the program.
Thank you, Sakshi. I request Dr. Iyas Rana sir to introduce our resource person, Mr. Manoj Alai sir, to us for the plenary session.
Dear delegates, it's my immense pleasure to introduce a resource person for the third session, Mr. Manoj Alai. He was completed his M.Pharm in 2012 from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He published one international book which published by Lab Lambert, Germany in 2012. He also published many research and review articles in reputed national and international journals. He has more than 11 years experience in different industry along with academics. He worked with different organizations globally such as Apotex Research Private Limited, Sanofi Pharmaceuticals, Genpact India Private Limited. He handled many departments like Global Regulatory Affairs labeling, along with US and Canada labeling also. Currently, he is working as team leader in Player Software Services Private Limited, and he handles their global regulatory labeling area. I request Manoj Alai sir to start the session. Sir, please.
I know it's a post-lunch session, but definitely I will take care. It shouldn't be like a boring, so everyone would get something labeling about industrial aspect, how the industrial person is working in labeling department. Before I jump to content, just I will share some background like how this labeling department has been taken care by the industry person when this concept in industry has been started specifically, because everyone already read most of the things in a book like thalidomide strategy, right? Thalidomide strategy, after that the industrial is now very much alert, like what can be happen if there is a misuse or if there is a maximum or without any kind of proper use of medication. Because though we are a pharmacist, health worker, definitely every drug which act as poisonous rather than its proper use, these kind of things definitely we learn from the books. After the thalidomide tragedy, after the industry alertness, this also labeling came into picture by the US government, and they are trying focusing on specific aspects of labeling. Because if you think about the labeling is a representation of
any pharmaceutical or non-pharmaceutical products as well. For example, if you go into market and if you found that there is no wrapper available in this bottle, will you buy this? No, because you don't know what is inside this bottle, right? So this is the importance of labeling, and not only to industrial aspect, for your day-to-day life as well. So we'll go ahead with various contents like introduction to labeling, industrial aspect, components of labeling, then what are the different types of labeling, what is labeling life cycle in industry, and what are the HA requirements specific to labeling. First of all, introduction. Though I define in various aspects, like the labeling is nothing but a product face, which is a written matter along with some graphical presentation. For example, if you take an example of Eno, right, there is some written material as well as some dispersed particles. Graphical presentation is available, right? So at least the consumer understood something from that matter, like how it will goes inside your body, how it will act. So this is a definition, or we can say a simple definition of labeling. Like a product, labeling is a product phase which is having a written material and a graphical material available on the product phase. Now, what are the different components of labeling? Because in our theoretical language, we learn about what is primary packaging, what is secondary packaging, right? But from industry perspective, there are some different components are there. The main important is prescribing information, and second one is artwork. Now again depends on the market. For example, if you are working for US market, it is called as USPI. If you are working for Europe market, it is called as EU SMPC. So summary product characteristic. So SMPC. So based on the market, this definition or the document which you are going to submit for health authority, it is defined. And then obviously artworks, which are actual material goes along with product to the consumer directly. For example, bottle label, carton label, leaflet and blister. Now we'll see about what are the different types of labeling. Important is generic labeling as well as innovator labeling. Now definitely the question will hampering into your mind how the innovator labeling can be prepared. What are the key points they will consider while they create the labeling matter for their particular product. So whenever the innovator think from this perspective, first of all he need to go through various points, like what are the HA requirements, whether this with respect to graphics material, like any code, a specific code is required, then the product code is required. For example, DIN number in Canada, then in US market you require a specific code. So then any barcode is required. So based on the health authority requirement, the labeling can be designed with respect to the adverse. Now innovator labeling, how the innovators are working, that we will go in detail way in upcoming slides. And in case of generic labeling, you need to have a prescribing information along with advert. But in case of innovator labeling, what's the actual difference between these two? In case of innovator labeling, there is a company internal document which is called as company core data sheet, which is not needed to submit to health authority. It is just distributed to your local affiliate in the sense those who are working for the same company but in a different region. For example, if I am working for Sanofi, I am preparing a company code data sheet. I need to distribute to all over the world whatever the product is registered in those particular countries. For example, it is registered in China, it is registered in Russia. So I will submit the finalized CCDS document to those China and Russian my colleagues, those who are my colleagues working for the same company. So this is the basic difference between the innovator labeling and generic labeling. we'll see some more depth about the innovator labeling. Now, in case of innovator labeling, the first thing, there is a signal which is received by the pharmacovigilance team. I'm talking about the post-life cycle management. Once the signal is received by the PV team, that is pharmacovigilance team, for example, they found that after getting this product or after administration of this particular product, the person feels like they feel like any synthetic reaction, or we can say like photosynthetic reaction they found, or any kind of matter, like they found erythema. So such a kind of observation they collected from the people, and the data is definitely generated by the medical affairs team, which they are continuously working 24/7 in a back-end support. So by collecting those data, now the vigilance team also go back and check into various journals or articles available in different websites. I think most of you know heard about the Science Direct, PubMed. So such a website give you the information like whether this particular article has been already been published previously with respect to this, like erythema, and with respect to that particular product. So such a kind of database has been correlated with the database received by the consumer, and later on, after assessment by the PV team, they send a signal like this product needs to get updated the labeling part with the help of XYZ effect. Now there is a schedule of meetings. Now what are the key highlights of that particular meeting? After receiving the signal, the drafter person will schedule a one meeting, and the part of the meeting would be PV team, that is pharmacovigilance team, regulatory affair team, labeling head, and medical affair, along with marketing team. If there is any relevant information needed from the marketing, then definitely marketing team is also involved, and if there is any involvement with respect to clinical data, definitely the clinical team is also involved. So by collaborating with this meeting, there is a huge discussion, negotiation, agreement, and after finalization of the document, then this needs to be sent to the local registered country. That is my ex-colleague who is working, my colleague who is working in that particular region. So this is about the company's internal document. I am talking about the global point of view, because innovator is always sending the internal document to the other countries where the product is already registered. Second thing about the generic labeling, it is completely opposite to innovator labeling. Now after receiving the signal, or in case of generic type of labeling, what should be the trigger for you? Suppose if you are following to any particular product as a reference product, in such a cases when you got alert that this reference data is updated, in such a cases you need to pick it from the health authority website. After picking that PI or USPI, whatever the database based on the market, you need to pick that document and just cross verify, or you can compare simply the current approved version of your labeling and just identify what has been updated and what could be the category for this particular update. So this is just a primary assessment which is required. After assessment, the drafter need to include those changes into the current approved document, and the new document name should be called as a current proposed document, and it needs to submit to health authority with the help of building a eCTD format. Now if you notice, now most of the industries are using a eCTD format for sending their document to health authority approval, because this is the easiest way. In very short way, the documents will reach out to health authority for their approval, or we can say like assessment and approval. This is very easiest way. No doubt, if there is a query which is received from the health authority, the drafter or the company is completely responsible to solve or to respond back to the health authority. Why? Because you are the proposer to propose this particular type of updates into your document. So then after solving the query, you might be getting the approval for this particular if the agency is agreed on your solution. Now we'll see some enlight on the life cycle for the labeling. Now it is somewhat similar to other department like any chemistry, manufacturing, what we can say like CMC department. So initially it's the initial submission, then there is a variation, and then withdrawal of the application if the organization don't want to move ahead with that product into those particular area. For example, I don't want to move ahead XYZ product in China from for example August 2024. So now the planning will start initially. The planning will start at least 6 months before, because with the help of a database we should understood like what is there in the current manufacturing, how much the procurement we have, then how much is what is the demand and supply, right? How much is the current product amount which we have available in the market. So is there it will be hampering on our even from the money management point of view as well. So all these from by considering all these points, this withdrawal is also not an easy task for every organization. So they have to plan at least 6 months back. If they decided like we don't want to sell or we don't want to move ahead with this product in those particular area. In case of initial submission planning, like as you've gone through the various different terminologies like ANDA, NDA, then MAA, right? So these different terminologies will start with the initial application. Initial application means we do not have that product, but we want to sell this product into any particular market. For that we should have the regulatory approval. And for those approval, whenever first time you are sending the material to government for approval, that is nothing but your initial submission. And variations are nothing but what are the subsequent changes made to that particular product in terms of timely. For example, in the period of in the period of 1 year, what are the changes has been takes place with those particular product by using the vigilant teams information. Those should be also you need to inform to health authority and to get the approval for those particular changes. So these are the different we can say like labeling updates or life cycle of the labeling part. Now we'll see the health authority labeling submission requirement. No doubt whenever we want to submit anything to health authority, there is a proper format. And with respect to those particular format, you should have the template which is designed by your management. You need to utilize those design, no doubt those templates which are completely matched with the health authority requirement. Now from that one, there are some health authority forms. For example, cover letter, then ACTD letter, then you can say any, if you take an example of US, that is a 356H form. In Canada, they are using as a 3011 form. So such forms are very much important along with your main document. And those two points are clubbed together. Those are called as a one submission package. So along with this, some proposed text as we discussed, artworks, and some supportive documents. Supporting documents like already you might have term about the bio study. So many times these are this my product is bio stable with this product. So those bio study data is which is very important. Then if you think about the generic labeling, then for generic you should have the RSI, that is reference safety information document is required. So these kind of supporting document, by combining with your proposed text and artworks and health authority form, this all together will called as a one submission package. And this one submission whole submission package, it should be goes into module 1. This is with respect to labeling only. For labeling only, module 1 and only the few supporting documents which are added in module 5 with respect to biostudy, clinical data and non-clinical data. So depends on the type of data and that particular model. So I hope you got some basic idea like what are the key points with respect to labeling, then what are the different types of labeling. Till now, better we will finish it and then we'll answer your queries. In summary, we understood like a labeling introduction, labeling industrial aspect, then components of labeling, then types of labeling, then its life cycle and HA requirement. I know I hope one of the major question which is continuously clogging in your mind, like everybody, I means it's not a very much more defined area, but why this special session is arranged? But with the help of my experience, I can assure that if you are seriously working with any particular area in labeling, definitely this will be the game changer of your life. But you should have a proper knowledge at the time of accepting those particular opportunity. This will be really keeps you a game changer of your life. I am 200% sure on it. Because since last 5 years, I can't express those things like how this labeling changed my life. But at least initially, you should go through in a very critical way, because labeling is a very critical area. आपल्या मराठीत आपण म्हणतो काना मात्रा वेलांटी, तर हे it is not even 0.1% error is not accepted in labeling section, because you are directly dealing with product taste. That's the reason labeling is very critical. And once you grasp the things like what are the different types of changes or what are the different types of variants, definitely you will, it's like you will play with your fingers once you are grasp those things. So I may say like if you are interested, definitely you can just go through the various topics available with respect to labeling. First of all, just try to understand those things and then you can move ahead with labeling. It will really help you to what I can say, to good kind of life for you. So any question or any doubt, anybody have any concern on particular point? Yes.
For students for UG or the PG, I would like to basically ask you a question. What is the differences in the labeling part in form of colors, country to country or region to region wise?
Okay, so it completely depends on, see, if you are talking about generic, right?
It's not about the generic basically, because suppose take an example of the Indas, right? Indas, 90% market is depend on your European countries. So Indas is filing for European also, then again they are filing for US also, then again for Japan. So there are the labeling requirements are different as per the regulatory guidelines. So basically I am asking the what kind of colors, indications specify this product is for specific for US, this product for specific for European market or the Japan or anything.
See, whenever, have you heard about kick-off meeting document or any kind of such a document? No? Okay. See, the kick-off meeting document is a very high-level discussion document where all the information is available. For example, what kind of RSI you need to follow, reference safety information you need to follow. According to that, first of all, our marketing team will understood how my RSI label is look like, whether if they have test panel, like if they have carton label, what is the carton label they have. And even you can take an example of US market also. They are trying to first of all match the colors as well. First of all, what they are asking us, please try to match the colors as well. Only what are the difference between your product and RSI? Slightly different. That is company specific information. Your stability data, correct, and your company information. Only these are the basic difference. And you need to prove that my product is also working as the same. So with respect to color, in case of generic industry, they are 99.99% they are matching the innovator. Because marketing team is mostly involved in this, those type of information. If you heard about very recent product, Gasofast, right? It looks like but it is completely different, right? So this is the one of the, I think you got the answer, like it is completely based on the marketing strategy. Yes. Okay.
Any delegates who have any doubts or queries regarding the sessions? Now I request Dr. A.R. Surana sir to present the vote of thanks for the conference.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session. Sir explained very nicely labeling requirements of the different regulatory agency. Definitely, this will be helpful to maximum all delegates whenever they go work with the different industries, as well as that will be helpful into the research. I thankful Mr. Manoj Alai on the behalf of K.K.Wagh Education Society, K.K.Wagh College of Pharmacy, Nashik. Thank you, sir.
A.R. Surana sir to acknowledge Mr. Manoj Alai sir with the certificate of appreciation and memento. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session. Now I would like my co-host Sakshi Raite to come on the podium.
Competition. I request all the delegates to be ready with their posters at the third floor near the allotted courts. I kindly request our judges, Mr. Rohan Pawar sir and Mr. Sachin Kushare sir, to do the needful of the poster evaluation of the participants. Thank you all.
All should visit to